Happy, fabulous, financially free, and fantastic Friday, FABpreneurs. Hello, hello. Are you ready for Friday? Are you ready for the weekend? Are you ready? If you are, I want to hear from you right there. So, welcome to our financially free FABpreneurs Friday flow. Now, if you tuned in on Monday, you remember that I shared something with you about manifesting money and that it was not just about the money mindset. Do you recall that? Let me know right there in the chat if you do. By the way, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and also that you put your information right in there. Let us know your name, your company name, and make sure to promote yourself there so that you can also get some people looking at the wonderful things that you're up to. And so going back to Monday, by the way, if you don't know me by now, my name is Evie, EVDS of evds.com. And I am a financial empowerment speaker, financial trauma healer, and also the creator of the FAB money scripting method of manifesting financial freedom, the founder of the FABpreneurs movement and membership, and also the host of the 2025 MoneyFest or MoneyFest2025.com. And if you tuned in on Monday, and our shows are now Mondays and Friday, we talked about why, if you have a positive mindset, you're not consistently, consciously manifesting more. And in our show, we talk about manifesting more money. So why might it be? That was the question that we talked about. We also talked about affirmations and this idea of positive psychology and money mindset tools and how they have their place. And I perhaps share a contradictory thought that you may be doing all of these things, but these things may not be enough for you. And they may not be because you want to have both the money mindset and the money energy. So if you don't feel the energy, you stay stuck in your head. And on Monday, I reminded you that when you shift from your head, your mind, sometimes I call it the monkey mind, to your heart and actually feel the energy and align your energy with your fabulous financially free FABpreneur future self, that you then begin feeling into that energy of infinite abundance, IA. And I often say most people think of AI and are always thinking about AI. And every time you hear AI, I want to encourage you to think IA, which is infinite abundance. And so here's the truth, my friend. So many women, myself included, have felt frustrated because we've all done all the right things, right? The right mindset, positive mindset, but yeah, we're not consistently manifesting more money. So why is this? Why do you think? Go ahead and put it in the chat. I want to hear from you. And like I said on Monday, because money mindset alone, I believe, is not enough sometimes. So if your money mindset or if your mindset is misaligned with your energy, meaning perhaps your thoughts may be positive, but your body, your emotions, your energy, your feelings are out of sync, meaning you're not high vibing or you're not looking at what I suggest you look at, which is Dr. Hawkins, MD, PhD scale of consciousness, where he talks about the different emotions and feelings that we have, such as fear, anger, even desire, as some of the low calibrated feelings that he tested when he was alive. And he tested many of our different feelings and emotions to see how they vibrated. And a lot of these that I just mentioned are lower calibrating emotions. So we want to move from those lower emotions into higher emotions like love and peace. And therefore, if you have a positive mindset, but you're feeling perhaps depleted of good energy, perhaps you're feeling tired, even that is going to affect your manifesting or not manifesting consciously the money that you want. So, for example, you could be saying, oh, I feel so abundant. Oh, I am abundant. Oh, money loves me. Money is attracted to me. But if you're exhausted, stressed, or having even bad feelings about yourself or a family member or a friend, like unforgiveness, let's say, or just judgment about yourself or others, you're not in alignment with that infinite abundance that I just talked about. So that's why I encourage you on Monday to journal, to write in your journal about your thoughts, your words, and your feelings, so that you can start noticing whether or not they're aligned with infinite abundance or whether or not they're aligned with your fabulous, financially free FABpreneur future self. And today, as I promised, we're going to take this conversation a little bit deeper. So let's flow right into it. How about that? So today's theme is flowing in the energy of abundance. I am going to focus on talking about flow most of the time on Fridays because we named this the Financially Free FABpreneurs Friyay flow, and flow instead of show, so that we can be in the flow together. So here's the first key. Here's an analogy for you to think about this. Think about money as a river, and abundance is the ocean. Now, those of you that know me, that I have the ocean right behind me, and I am so blessed by the fact that I get to look at the ocean every morning upon awakening and every day and anytime I want, because the ocean is right behind this window, behind the curtains that you see. Now, most people are too consumed and busy with chasing the river, and that would be like affirmations, money, and mindset tricks, right? Like little rituals. But if the river isn't connected to the ocean, it can dry up very fast. So the second key is abundance is so much more than a thought. It's really a state of mind or a consciousness. It's also a vibration, especially when you think about that thought of that feeling rather of financial freedom. So when you think of practicing gratitude, joy, love, faith, forgiveness, right? All that makes you vibrate at a high energy, which is where you want to be. Therefore, you want to do both. Practice your money mindset and practice affirmations that are aligned with how you're feeling. Some of you might know by now that when I first started this particular practice, the FAB money scripting method, and I would wake up to set my intention as I do every morning, I would set the intention to, I want to feel complacent. Now, to me, that was aligned with me because I was not feeling complacent or I was not feeling happy. But happy seemed like a feeling or an emotion that was too distant, too far from me. So I wanted to feel just complacent and satisfied. So I mentioned this because in order for us to go from a fake affirmation where we're practicing a money mindset, but we're misaligned with the energy, we have to feel into that energy, the energy that we can feel closest to. So when we get into talking more about Dr. Hawkins' MD, PhD scale of consciousness, we'll talk more about how do we move up that scale of consciousness from feeling perhaps guilty to feeling perhaps willing. We'll talk more about that in future shows. And now the third key, when we flow in abundant energy, money flows naturally because money is just one form of abundance. Many people use the word abundance. Some people, when referring to money, can use surplus, which I would think is the opposite of not enough. more than enough. It's a surplus abundance. And you could have an abundance of energy. You could have an abundance of health. So the word abundance can be many things. This is why I like using the word financial freedom. And financial, because we're speaking specifically about the finances, the money, right? And freedom, because freedom is a feeling that we want to tune into. And I believe that before we actually manifest, before we actually see that financial freedom, that we want to feel it, right? And so in the FAB money scripting method of manifesting financial freedom, the F is feelings, to feel. So the first step is to focus on our feelings. So we want to feel abundant. We want to feel abundant before we actually see it. And one of the ways to feel abundant, right? You want to write it in your journal and focus on the feelings. How would you feel? Satisfaction, happiness, joy, contentment, all those words that describe your feeling. And by the way, let me just pause for a second because I'm very excited on this FABpreneurs Financially Free and Fantastic Friday, because we have a new member of our FABpreneurs community. And perhaps you've seen her already. And if you haven't, let me go ahead and introduce the newest member of our FABpreneurs community. And her name is Millie. And here she is. This is Millie, everyone. This is the newest member of FABpreneurs here at my organization. And she is called Millie for Millionaire. And so, therefore, every time I go live next to me, you're going to be seeing and experiencing Millie. And Millie is a money tree. And I, of course, gave her the gender of a female because in FABpreneurs, we're all females. And so Millie was gifted to me just yesterday by my beloved husband. And now she'll be sitting here next to me during these live streams and other meetings. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but there is some research and some ancient traditions that say that plants actually respond to the energy around them. And if you have good feeling around them, they're going to feel good. So some people also speak to them. And some people believe that when you speak kind words, when you give them care, they grow stronger, healthier, and more vibrant. So let's practice speaking to Millie. Hello, Millie. I am so grateful that you're part of our community now. And to remember that I know that as I speak to you, I am going to be seeing that I am going to manifest more money. Now, I am using this just as a reminder for us, not as a new ritual or anything that I'm suggesting you buy. And the reminder and the analogy is this: the same money energy that we use to speak kind words to others or our pets or our plants, right? It is the same way that we want to speak all the time to ourselves and to other. Because if I feed water and give Millie light and even speak to her abundantly, she will thrive. And just like Millie, the money tree, if you will, within us, our inner consciousness, our inner beingness also wants care, attention, and the right environment. We want to remember that this is a reminder of this analogy of how we want to be taking care of our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, our words. Okay. So let me ask you something right now. Are you tending your own money tree? Are you tending your own inner beingness? Are you feeding it with faith, with gratitude and abundance, abundant words, feeling good? Or are you starving your inner self with neglect, workaholism? I think that's the word, doubt, fear, scarcity. Because just like Millie, your inner money tree reflects the energy that you give it. So we want to give it good energy. That's why these conversations matter, by the way. And that's why I teach the FAB money scripting method. Because every time that we shift our thoughts, we heal a limiting money script, or we align with our infinite abundance, that is like watering the money tree or giving it light. Right now, you see the curtain closed, but I'll be opening it right after we're done because Millie needs some light. So let's practice. Let's practice with the Millie inside of us. And by the way, Millie is for millionaires. So that's the millionaire inside of you. If that's one of your goals, to become a millionaire. And so I often say that money is like air. It is always available, even though we may not see it, right? And one of the reminders to experience life and faith and abundance and that abundant energy is to take a deep breath. So let's practice that right now. You know, in the Heart Math Institute, they have this coherence way. They call it the heart brain coherence breathing that suggests we take a deep breath in, hold it, and then release it out. And to imagine our heart speaking to our brain. And that's what I want you to think and feel. I want you to imagine that because we sometimes are too much in our monkey mind and we want to go into our hearts. It is in our hearts that we feel that financial freedom that we want. Therefore, I want to inspire you today to take some time to breathe in the air, to enjoy oxygen, to enjoy life, to look at yourself in the mirror and be thankful for what you see, and smile. Smile at yourself, smile at others. You know, they say when you smile at the world smile at you. So practice that because remember, abundance is not coming someday. Abundance is here now. Infinite abundance resides within you. Infinite abundance is here now. And I want to remind you of that and I want you to feel that. I also would love to hear from you. I want to know what practices do you have to flow into that infinite abundance? How do you feel most in flow? And drop it there in the chat. And by the way, I want you to imagine this kind of practice, this kind of breakthrough multiply over 2 full days. Imagine having these conversations, these awarenesses, and putting into practice these types of money mindset and money energy practices. Can you imagine what that would feel like? Well, I want you to imagine that because in about 40 days, about 42 days from now, we are having the ultimate 2-day virtual money festival for small business women. And this is 2 days packed with financial trauma healing, rewiring of our brains so that we can manifest more money, networking, collaboration, synergizing, and manifesting money. It is all about celebrating the infinite abundance that is available to you and that lives within you. If today, during this time together, which was about 20 minutes, you felt that urge inside to go deeper, because you know you are worthy and deserving of financial freedom, then I want to invite you to flow more, flow with us, and check out MoneyFest 2025. I am going to suggest, because the event is not open yet, that you put your name on the wait list. And I'm going to give you right now in the chat, I am going to put the URL because I want to invite you to put your name on the wait list, because by so doing, you will be able to actually join us at MoneyFest when the tickets become available. Therefore, I want to invite you to really check out the MoneyFest 2025. That's the direct domain that goes there. And from my website, you can see it right here. I think I put the wrong one. Give me a second. No, that's not it. The right one is, let me change it here. Give me a second. The right one is going to be right here. And I want to invite you to come check it out. Now I'm going to put the right one. There you go. It's MoneyFest 2025. This is the actual URL. But if you go to MoneyFest 2025, it'll land you there and you can put your name on the wait list so that you can join us. Now, I want to remind you to imagine money being like a river, and infinite abundance is the ocean. And I want to encourage you to flow with abundance first, with this infinite abundance, to feel infinitely abundance. And the more you practice that feeling financial freedom, the money will flow to you. I want to thank you for joining me. And I want to remind you that on Mondays, we have our MoneyFest Monday show. Come in as we're going to talk about the steps that we take inside of our FABpreneurs community to manifest Monday. And then, of course, on Thursdays, we have our Thriving Thursdays FABpreneurs Community Connections, where we come together to think about, talk about, and experience thriving and what we can do to take aligned actions to thrive. And of course, next Friday, again, we'll have another fabulous, financially free Friyay flow, where I am going to dive deeper into becoming your fabulous, financially free fabpreneur future self now. And for now, remember to tell yourself and to be thankful because you are fabulous. So thank God I am fabulous. Have an awesome, financially free, and fantastic Friday, everyone. I look forward to hearing from you in the chat, whether you watch the live or the replay. Thank you for now, and I'll see you then on Monday. Bye for now. Bye.